Hi, Gems. How are you? How was your weekend? I had a very quiet, peaceful weekend. It was really nice. I took this time to reflect, enjoy, keep my feet up. And I also decided today I was going to do that hashtag that I created, the hashtag Who Am I know I kind of threw it on the back end of my very first one that I did with the Hermit's Cave, the A to Z Gen VR. Oh, I probably messed that saying that. I probably messed it up, but it's somewhere in one of the playlists. Anyway, so I'm going to go through it one time real quick, and we're gonna put some tools to it. So I just kind of read through it the first time, and I didn't really emphasize like what decks I was going to choose because it was not going to be easy for me. So I've had a couple of months to reacquaint myself, get back into the groove with working with my tools and my decks daily, mostly for myself and my own practices and all of that, but for anybody else also that reaches out or needs a hand or whatever. So it's a 10 deck challenge, and you can only use one deck. No being torn. None of that. It's a challenge for a reason. So it says the prompt for each and every question. You can read it for all 10 if you want, or you don't have to. But the prompt is one simple phrase. It says, I walked you through these times in your life. I am a part of you. Maybe once or twice, or maybe I am a true friend that you call on often. Look back at that little phrase for any question you get stuck on, or if you just don't understand it, just remind yourself, I'm just a friend, or I'm just somebody that you vent to, or a sponsor, or a mentor, or something along those lines. So let me try this for the first time ever. I'm a little nervous, and we sip. Alright, number 1. I am a true reflection of you, the good and the bad. I am a mirror. What deck am I? So, I have around 100 decks. So, I literally went through every single one of my decks. And the one that truly, for me, just really stood out is the Fairies Oracle by Brian Froud. Literally, the good and the bad, magical, light, darkness. There's just nothing like, for me, in my collection that just made sense in my world, in my spirituality, and my practices. This wasn't something that, I am unprivate about, but this is just like the private me. Like, this would be me, what I would think would reflect me in my private life. I'm all the elements, I'm none of the elements. I'm a little bit mischievous, I'm a whole lot mischievous. Sometimes I'm way too dark. Sometimes I am just the darkest of my true calling, and I honor that. And then sometimes, I am very full of light, and I just want to play with your feet. Sometimes I want to play with the gnomes and the hobgoblins and the goblins and the fairies and the fays and the folks. So definitely, for me, the Fairies Oracle by Brian Froud is probably my truest mirror. And guys, this book, I have the big version. Sorry guys for the bruises, but I take blood thinners, and I've had I've had a few rough days, but, you know, it's like that. But this book, guys, oh my god, there's so much knowledge and information in this book. Oop, ouch. That's what I get, right? So, yes, I can sit and just get lost in this deck, in this book, in the other book for hours and look up and be like, wait, the sun's gone? Shit. I missed the whole day. So, for me, my mirror is Brian Froud, the Fairies Oracle. Number 2, I am a decision that you must make right now in your life. You can only choose one because I'm a crossroad. What deck am I? Oh my god. You guys, it has to be my Yan deck, right? Like, you guys know me. Like, it has to be my Yan deck. Like, if I need a definite yes or no. Now, ultimately, the choice is mine, you know? And when I'm reading for myself, it's ultimately maybe gonna sway my decision, but it's supposed to. And if I trust in my tools, and I trust that everything that's going on right now is meant for me to experience, whether this is yes or no, that decision ultimately still resides and falls in my lap and in my hands, and I'm the one with the control over the final answer. But if I need to make a decision, I don't want to run to a tarot deck or an oracle deck and hope that a positive yes or no falls out, because to me, if I'm not in my right mind, I'm not thinking that way. I'm thinking a zillion ways and a gabillion places, and I'm literally nowhere at the same damn time. So I definitely just want something to clear the path. Am I going left or right? Tarot, take the wheel. I'm running with my tarot if I need a hard yes or no about a decision that has to be made right away, and I don't really have time to focus or contemplate on, well, it could be this or it could have been. Nah. It's going to be my Yans, and it's just going to be that easy for me. Ultimately, I still got to make the decision, but for me, I'm going to my pendulum or I'm going to my Yans. So, kudos to anybody that runs straight to pendulum or Yans. To me, that's the easiest choice, but it's not for others, so I totally get it. Number 3. I am an unforgettable moment in your life when you were young and unbothered. I am nostalgia. What deck am I? This wasn't easy, guys, because there's so many of my tools in my decks that just take me to a place where it was unbothered, right? But not always young. So I had to really emphasize the young and unbothered. So for me, once I finally got rid of anything that was current, a current love affair, a deck crush, it was pretty easy. I ran right to the Labyrinth. Yes, it's an Inside Edition deck. No, I don't care about that, because I care about where it takes me to. I go to the happy place of the memories of all of the beautiful creatures that I believe Brian Froud had his finger in. The characters, the storyline, the labyrinth, all of the things that was in the labyrinth that was there to help her and guide her, trick her, deceive her. Throw her off her path. Like, it's gotta be this deck, right? And then, of course, I love Marseille and Thoth and all of that. So, with it being pips, right up my alley. I don't need illustrated pips. I get it. They're fun to look at, but I don't necessarily need them. But when it comes to nostalgia, for me, this one, hands down, out of some of the, like the Alice in Wonderland even, like, I was like, oh my god, it's Alice in Wonderland, but then I'm thinking, well, I've got her tatted on my arm. I kind of take Alice with me everywhere. Well, a version of her. I have the caterpillar tatted on my arm. So, like, this would be something that I'm not always in constant energy with. So, yes, it was definitely the Labyrinth. It had to be the Labyrinth. There was no other way There was no other way. All of the creatures, all of the wonderful things, all the fiery things, and the caterpillar at the very front. Like, I mean, come on now. Look at that hermit. Does it get any cuter? Oh my god. And it's that rose petal finish. So, I definitely enjoy it. The book is very basic, you know. Doesn't really go into much. But because I grew up with the movie constantly, easy, just pop in the tape and hit rewind and play it over and over and over and over. I had access to some wonderful nostalgic memories when I got this tool. So absolutely, for me, my nostalgia deck, when I want to go to a very youthful, unbothered time, it's definitely the Labyrinth. I can't help it. I can't help it. Number 4. I can be big or small. I may or may not fit in your pocket or 10 at all. I am definitely not standard. Not at all. I also like to travel. I am amorphous. What deck am I? So I absolutely have no decks in 10s. I don't have but one small deck, and that is my teeny tiny Yan deck. So I have a lot of big decks. Most of my decks are the standard big decks. But for me, like, the one that I love to travel the most with is this one. And there's nothing standard about it. The standard size, nope. Standard ability on how you read it, nope. Standard way on shuffling it, laying it, spreading it, anything. There's nothing standard at all about it. So, absolutely, and this is not the whole deck. I only pulled out half of it because it's a very fragile deck as well. So, well, it's fragile for me because, you know, they get scratched really easy. So, I enjoy it, and look at this hunk chunker. You guys, do you see this chunkability here? Like, seriously. And of course, you know, mine is well broken and highlighted and all the good stuff is noted. And I've literally read it from cover to cover. Wonderful. I love their way that they see it. You know, the artists, the creators. The way they birth these beautiful ideas. So, my unstandard, by all means and all factors, is the Transparent Terra, the 2nd edition by Emily Carding. And guys, literally, it's going to be easy for you guys to see. Well, we'll go on the white wall. We'll go this way. But you have to layer it, guys. And if you don't layer it on top of each other, like, you're never going to see the whole picture. It kind of just takes away from it. So, like I said, absolutely nothing standard at all, because this is that transparent paper from, you know, the 60s and 70s that teachers had to use to teach us on. So, that is my very unstandard amorphous deck. Number 5. I am a safe place. I bring a sense of comfort and joy. A peaceful place. I am your sanctuary. What deck am I? So, I believe it was the 80s when The Neverending Story came out, right? And I was this wayward child. Becoming a badass teen was right around the corner. And, I was absolutely in love with The Neverending Story. I watched it. I can literally probably quote the movie. I've seen it so many times. But there was just some place that I always ended up, no matter where I was emotionally when it started. I felt safe. I felt understood. I felt heard. I felt listened to. I felt something much safer. So, for me, for my sanctuary, my tool that I run to when I just need that feeling that I didn't have very often, but when I did have it, it was someplace that I enjoyed. For me, that is The Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. I literally named the deck Fantasia. Don't judge me, guys, and don't come for me. Well, I mean, you can. I don't give a damn. But, like, yes, you know I had to, right? Of course I named it Fantasia. Literally. Like, the never-ending story. Hello? Hello? It doesn't get any better than this. Like, seriously. For me, it doesn't. It's got these beautiful things that just jump at me and take me to a place that I feel safe. I don't need to be worried. I don't need to be scared. I'm literally in my sanctuary place. And for me, it's all about this deck. It's all about the way that it makes me so happy. You know what I mean? It's every time the wind blows, there's something bringing new change. The treasure in all of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely, and of course I've modified mine where I cut all the borders off. I freed the art, and then I edged it, which all of mine except for 3 are edged. So it's definitely, for me, for my sanctuary, it is The Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed, and it's absolutely, for me, my safest place to be. We gotta flip the page, guys. So, number 6. I am challenging. I make you think. I even move your emotions. I am provocation. What deck am I? Whoo, guys, because I am a shadow reader, so a lot of my decks have a lot of shadow aspects or ghost spirit kind of thing. So probably over half of my collection revolves around some form of shadow, outside of, the ones that are just aesthetic to me. So for me, provocation had to be the Marielle. Like, the images, the way that the words are worded, it's all meant to move your emotions. Whether it does it in a good way or a bad way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't care as long as it's moving something and making you think, making your mind grow, making your emotions feel something that, wasn't there before. And okay, there is nudity in this deck, guys, and I'm not sure at what point they're going to jump out. I will do my best to catch them, but like, there's just so much emotion in this deck. There's so much passion. There is so much of everything. Like, where do we go? Okay, we're going this way. Like, come on with that strength card. Really? Yes. And this is the second edition. I wanted the first edition, but, of course, that one is not available. But that card, the one card that, is not in the second edition that I wish was that nursing card, there's just something about it, like, I don't know. There's all kinds of movement in the cards, whether it's a fire card, a water card, an air card, an earth card. Like, look at that. Really? Come on now. I definitely want to walk in here. Like, I want to go for a walk in here. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where it's coming out at. And I don't care. But I definitely want to go for a walk here. Look at this Queen of Swords. I mean, seriously, guys, for real. Can you get any deeper? Can you get any more passionate about something? Not in my opinion, you can't. 9 of disc. Like I said, some nudity, so you guys don't pay attention to the nudity. Unless you want to. But, okay, King of disc. You can imagine there's some tallywhacking hanging out around here, so we'll just do it like this. Woo, boy, see what I mean? Like, all kinds of emotions. Good, bad, or indifferent. It's moving something. You know what I mean? So, whether it's slow motion, smooshing, whether it's slow motion, quick motion, passionate motion, or molasses, it doesn't matter. Move it. Get them emotions going. Get them tears going. Look at this. Come on, 7, sorry. Yes. So, yes, for me, like I said, it's got a lot of nudity in it, but I don't care about any of that. I care about the way that it moves my emotions. So for me, it is absolutely the Marielle 2nd edition, and this book, holy cow, guys. There is more information in here than in this whole damn Crowley book. And I've read them both cover to cover. I love me some Aleister Crowley. I have several of his books. Of course, you want to just do everything opposite. But anyway, this, guys, I'm telling you, if you have a lot of traumatic energy and you have a lot of prior traumas that you have to work through, because you definitely don't have no Green Acre background, I can relate, and I can also tell you that this tool right here, I might not be where I'm at healing wise if it wasn't for this deck right here. So absolutely, for me, when it comes to provocation and moving emotions through the cycle that needs to happen, I definitely need a heavy hitter. And it's definitely, for me, it's the Marielle. Number 7, I am support. I will help you take on life and be your muse. I am motivation. What deck am I? So, you know what, guys? This is actually shocking for me because I have so many decks that just totally send me into a place of hope. A week ago, I was guided to my phone. I was guided to a sale. And I'm telling you, this deck has literally put every one of my decks out when it comes to hope. And that is the Earthly Soul and Spirit Moon Oracle deck. Guys, I just got this, and I literally, you're going to have to pry this from my cold, dead hands. There is so much hope in this deck. Oh my God, there is so much motivation in this deck. There is so much love and light and positivity. Oh my God. This deck is authentic, and it has everything. Literally. Everything for me that I need for my motivation. Whether I need my hope, my clarity, my moon, my aesthetics, my purposefulness, my mindfulness, my wisdom, my harmony, reminding me to breathe, imagine, use my spirits, fill my hope. I'm telling you guys, no matter what I need for my motivation to get me out of that funk, to jumpstart my ass, kick me, get me going, move around, motivate, definitely. Moon, or the Earthly Soul and Spirit Moon Oracle literally walked into my life on a sale day, and I can't have it any other way. I can't imagine not having it. Why was that in my cart for so long? What was I thinking? I'm not telling anybody to run out and get that deck. But if you are as optimistically hopeful as I am, and that some days the only thing you have is hope, watch a walkthrough. Listen to what other people are saying about it, the way that it just literally electrifies their fingers with hope. Sorry guys, I broke my thumb this morning. This morning. I don't know. I broke it. But yes, my motivation. I can't wait. It's every day. It's oh, I get to touch that deck today. And I fucking love it. And I don't care. So, number 8. I am food for your soul. I come in all ages, and I will fill any size room. I am laughter. What deck am I? So you guys know I was torn, right? Because I wanted what I wanted, and what literally found its way into this 10 countdown is, you guys guessed it, Visions in the Liminal Space. Guys, I can be in the funkiest, worst mood ever. Like, I am spitting nails. I'm so freaking mad. I am pissed off. I am beyond flabbergasted. I am disappointed to high heaven. All of that. I can run to a couple of decks, but if I don't want to and I just want to eliminate going through all the other decks, I'm going straight to Liminal. I'm going straight to Liminal, and I'm just going to literally let it take me there. No matter what it says, no matter... It's like you call your favorite bitch, and you're like, bitch, it's been a bit of... and that bitch is like, bitch, hydrate. And you're like, what, bitch? Like, what did you just fucking say to me? So, yes, it has to be Visions in the Liminal Space. Like I said, I went back and forth because I have several decks that just totally crack me up. Like, totally crack me up. But when it boiled down to it, when it came to just one and done, eye for an eye, so to speak, it was definitely Visions in the Liminal Space. So, for me, guys, laughter is the first step of healing. And to know that this deck fought to get in this countdown when I wanted to pick another deck, I had to really think about what I was saying in my challenge. And, like, I can pick up them other decks, and I might have to shuffle them 4 or 5 times before one of the funny cards pop out. But I don't have to do that with this. I don't have to do this with this deck. I just literally can sit here and cut it and be like, oh man, are you serious? And like, cord cutting is gonna pop out. Like, for me, I know you're all like, what the fuck was funny about that? But in my head, that shit was funny. Like, you just wanted to say cutting too, right? You wanted to mimic me. You wanted to be a smart ass. You wanted to have the last word, right? So, as you see, for me, when it comes to laughter, I love it on all levels. Light laughter, huge laughter, extreme laughter, tragic laughter. Sounds horrific, and it probably is for some people. But sometimes I do find it in there, and it will be helpful. Maybe way down the road somewhere, but somewhere in there it will be helpful. Number 9. I am illness, injustice, even death. I wear many masks, and I come in every color. My heartbreak may not be temporary. I could be long term. I am tragedy. What deck am I? Oh my god, guys. There was no other deck for me. There was only one it could have been, right? So, I'm very selfish with this deck, and I know I shouldn't be, but I was in a horrible place when my grandma died, and she was the greatest mother I ever had. Through every bad thing, I caught the consequences, but I also caught the discipline, the consistency, the longevity, the love, the hope, the compromise, the discipline. So, when I'm in a bad spot, the last thing I need is you to throw a damn tower card at me. Yeah, don't throw me no damn tower card. I'm already down, so now you're going to kick me while I'm down? So for me, I needed a deck that was literally going to do the exact opposite. Like, I need this deck to be full of hope. I need this deck to be full of positive. I need this deck to remove the negative. Because then, therefore, I can learn to think that way. I can then learn to see that way, feel that way. So, This is not one you guys see very often because, like I said, I'm very, very, very stingy with her. I call her Ravenous, and her name is Ravenous Dracon Tarot. This deck removes every negative, even in reverse. There's no negative. It reminds me of The Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reid, where it's very present. You can't do past or future, and there's no negative. And this is dragons. I'm a born dragon. Oh. So, yes, there's a tower, but it's not a tower like you think it is. It's a tower, but not like you think it is. This deck is so positive. This deck is so helpful. It removes every negative, and it shows you how you can start removing every negative. They're still going to be there. There's nothing you can do about it, obviously, because life has to be balanced. But this deck right here, purposely and very intentionally proves that it doesn't matter how bad it is. Has no never mind. It don't give a damn. There is always a positive, no matter what. And this deck eliminates everything negative and goes straight to the positive. Like, you're living in the negative. Don't focus on it, though. Focus on everything positive. And even the worst of the worst, the Three of Hearts. And, you know, to me, that's the worst deck. The worst card in the fucking deck. So, even the Three of Swords, there's a positive to it. There really is. I know it sounds crazy, right? But Ravenous and her best friend Dracon are going to totally have you unlearning and relearning some shit that you never ever thought possible. So there's lots of deck walkthroughs on this deck. Not a lot of people are hip to it because it's, you know, cartoony. But there's a lot of cartoony decks that, you know, people ultimately run to. This is just more of my aesthetic with ravens and dragons. And the added guarantee of optimistically hopeful, positive can't ever be wrong. And, you know, of course it's edged because it's me. So it's edged. So that is my tragedy deck. When I am in a very negative place and I can't do it anymore. Like, one more negative thing and I swear to God my rubber band's gonna break. That's when I literally know I don't have a choice. I have to run to her. She's gonna give it to me. I might not be what I wanted to hear, but it's absolutely what I needed to hear because I needed that positivity. So maybe check the deck out for those that they gotta have a deck that just doesn't have it in it, no matter what it is. It's just not in there. Like, I understand the statues and the limitations and the negative shit that all of us have to experience because life is just. But you don't have to focus on it when it's happening, even included. You have to have something to stay focused on and to stay grounded to so that when the moment is over, you know exactly where you need to be at. Sorry, I'm having some flyaways going on here. Oh well. Me and my difficult hair. So we have one left, number 10. Woo! We made it, guys. And literally, like, this could be a challenge that changes often, you know, because, you know, maybe it's not always going to be your nostalgia deck or your whatever deck, you know. Those will change throughout your library or your collection. So I really hope some of you guys pick this up and try it, because I am so curious to see what you guys did. So, number 10, we made it! I am quick. I am emotionally encompassing. I am definitely bringing change in your life. I am a tower. What deck am I? Or tool. Like I said, you don't have to use deck every time. You can use tool. For me, this was literally, like, all decks have a tower moment, you know? All decks have that spiritual awakening situation when it comes to a tarot deck. But when it comes to an oracle deck, there was only one for me. Like, literally, but every single time. Even if it's a positive sigil, or a negative sigil, or an indifferent sigil, or a sigil that just wants to call you out on your bullshit, or a sigil that wants you to smile. It doesn't matter. The blind spot. This is my change deck. This deck is all about crawling into that subconscious and hurting your feelings in the best way possible and the safest way possible, because it's doing it from a place that needs you to hear it and feel it. So the way that every single word, whether it's judgment or shame or running away from your emotions or desperation or navigating negative reinforcement patterns. What? Reactivity, duplicity, suppression, chemistry, anger, assumptions, letting others see what you don't want to see, bias. Literally, guys, almost every card in here is meant to trigger something. It's meant to have that encompassing reaction that you can't control because you don't know what sigil you're going to get. There's no name. It's just a sigil and a number. And you have to go into that book and you have to find out which sigil name or what name goes with the sigil that you drew. And it's literally the luck of the draw. You know, this is literally going to read your energy as you're shuffling it, as you're charging it, how you store it, how often you use it. This is not a day for that. You'll get your day, I promise, Blind Spot. This deck simply, Teal Swan, when she created this, they knew exactly what they were doing. As a person that draws sigils myself, there is so much kept emotional energy that we hold on inside of us. And this tool right here is made to stir all of that up. I absolutely highly recommend that you give it a shot. If you're easily hurt, if your feelings are swayed easily, gullible, this deck will help you find a backbone, thicker skin, and definitely a better way to look at yourself and to remove those blind spots. So that was my 10 deck challenge, guys, that I created, and I really hope you guys give it a shot. I can't wait to see all of your guys' VR responses that do want to try it. It's meant to challenge you, so have fun with it. Let it kind of carry you away, because I have been trying for weeks to get it out, and it kept switching and kept switching and kept switching. And then I decided today was the day. Challenge accepted. So I'm calling you out, every single one of you Oracle and Tarot readers. This is your challenge, and I hope and I pray and I send lots of blessings and hope your way. Enjoy, watch it, write it down. I'll try to put all of the descriptions and all of that in all of the places it should be. Remember to do all of them YouTube-y thingies. Audrey, too, back there, says hello. It's, you know, it's our time. So, from one beautiful, blessed chaos soul to another, you beautiful gems, you have a gorgeous Sunday and the rest of the week coming up. And you know what? It only gets greater later. Life is just. See you soon, guys.